Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In today's video, I wanted to discuss what I would buy or what I would still buy if I were to start my handbag collection all over again. So I'm borrowing today's topic from Alana Marie's Fashion. I will link her channel in her video down below. Go check it out and please like and subscribe. I think in turn she got the topic from Cassie Thorpe, who I'm sure we all know from the handbag and luxury community. So the idea is that you are to start all over again, and the only things that you can buy are things that are now out on the market, like that you can buy from the boutique. So it completely skips over the pre-loved market. And when I was looking at Alana's video, there were a lot of things of which I was thinking like, there's so much that I wouldn't buy anymore because it has just become too expensive. But I think that's more of a topic for another video. So I'm really going to try and take a positive spin on this video. So when Alana did her video, she had quite of a specific approach of a number of items that she would repurchase or that she would purchase instead of things that she had purchased before. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a mix of a generic and specific approach, or perhaps some generic thoughts with some specific examples. And I do still kind of want to touch upon this price component that I was talking about earlier, because I think the thing I would probably do first and probably do foremost is invest in bags that I feel nowadays have good value for money. And we weren't going to talk about the things that I wouldn't buy anymore, but I do have to point out that if I were to start my collection over again today, I wouldn't be buying the Loewe puzzle, especially not the edge. You can still get this one out there, but it's becoming more of a rarity. When I bought my Loewe bags, I felt they were still good value for money. They were already pretty expensive, but at least they still went on sale. What I probably would switch over to nowadays is brands like Ferragamo. So this is my Ferragamo Studio soft bag. Frankly, I haven't used this enough yet because I really try to rotate my bags as much as I can. But this is just such an easy one to reach for. And not all Ferragamo bags are made the same, but they really have some very nice ones out there. Very classic styles, very low-key luxury, very demure, very mindful, just very representative of what I want to have in my collection. Then if we're stepping away from the sort of high-ticket luxury items and go to bags that are a little bit more affordable, like the Longchamp Le Pliage, I would definitely still get a Longchamp Le Pliage. I have 3 of them now, like in the tote size, and then also some other items like a mini backpack. I think I've finally come to the realization that when it comes to these more low ticket items that have a very practical purpose, like my Longchamp bag should be sort of my workhorses, my throw around bags, I should just pull through and actually buy the one that I think is best for me. So I have this habit of buying items that are discounted, which overall works very well for me. But I'm finding with my Longchamp bags, for example, that it just would have been better if I would have bought a black one or a navy one, like a very dark color, so that I don't see any stains on it when I set it down on the floor. Because now I'm still babying these bags to some extent, like I'm not worried about rain, for example, but I will not put them down on the floor because of stains. And those black ones obviously never go on sale, so that's why I ended up with this red one, for example. And the discount that you get on Longchamp bags, it doesn't really justify all that much the difference in price when it comes to the amount of just practical enjoyment I would have had from a Longchamp bag if it was just a black one. If you're wondering why don't I just go out and get a black one, that's something that doesn't really quite compute in my head, because now I already have these ones. I know if I'm going to resell them, they're not really worth anything, so I figured I might as well just use them and throw them around and make them dirty. But I can't do that either because I don't want to get them dirty. So I'm in sort of a deadlock here. But if I wasn't, because I was starting all over again, then I would definitely just go out and get a very dark one, so I wouldn't have to worry. Another thing I wouldn't buy anymore is these sort of plain luxury totes. So I have this one from YSL. Let's see. East West tote. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this bag. Well, I mean, there probably is, but I don't actually recall what I set out to be the cons of this bag. I did a full review on it some time ago, but what I'm trying to say is, like, It is a classic, you cannot really go wrong with it, but I'm also finding that it is just a bit too plain for my collection, and in that sense, for the type of money that you can buy one YSL tote from that is kind of plain looking, you can easily get 2 totes from contemporary brands like Coach, which I am assuming are going to hold up just as well, or perhaps even better than this one. The Coach Lana in the biggest size. That's a tote that's definitely been drawing some of my attention. Also the Coach Brooklyn. It's a little less structured, but it looks very cool. So those might be items I would look into if I were to start my collection all over again for now, because I already have these items, and again, like, I could sell this, but it's also such a timeless piece that I feel a little bit torn about getting rid of it. But also I already have so many totes that I'm not really looking to add any more to my collection at this point in time. Let me know what you think. Would you rather have one luxury, very classic tote that could technically last you a lifetime? Or would you alternatively go for 2 totes from a contemporary brand, one that's a bit more classic and one that's a bit more interesting, if you know what I mean. Staying on the topic of Coach, I am going to introduce a very odd Coach specific bag rule, and I mean, I'm doing this now already, but I haven't like formally done this in the past. So if I were to start over, I would go forward and do this. So what is the rule? As I'm rambling on, it is that I'm only going to buy bags from Coach in colors that I absolutely love. So as some of you may know, I had sort of my ups and downs with Coach, or I am still having them. Basically, there are some bags from Coach that I really enjoy, and then there are some bags that, again, nothing's wrong with them, but I am just not vibing with them. So one of those bags I'm not vibing with is the Tabby 26. Now for this bag specifically, I am not really sure if another color would make me happier. But I also have my Coach Dalton bag, which is really pretty, but I just haven't been in love as much with the colors as, for example, on this Cassie 19. And the Cassie 19 is probably not a bag that I would have gotten otherwise, but in this faded blue, in this Tiffany blue, it is just so stunning. It is a color that works really well year round for me, and I find it really fun and easy to reach for. So in any case, whether I'm starting all over again or not, I am moving forward only buying Coach bags in colors that I absolutely love. And I'm going to stay away from Coach bags that do not meet that criterion. And then finally, this is the Etro Vela bag. This is my most recent purchase together with my APC Grace bag. And yes, I would buy this again. I would be kind of unhappy if just after the return period I would say I would not buy this again. Because then I should have returned it. But what I wanted to say by showing you this bag is that if I were to start all over again, I think I would really avoid buying bags for a while, with the exception of the Etro Vela. Because this bag has been on my mind for over a year, and I found it really hard to pull the trigger on this bag because I wasn't really sure what it was going to look like in real life. It's so different from anything else out there. I wasn't really sure what size I needed or wanted to get it in. I was kind of undecided on the color because they have so many pretty colors of this bag. So I had been stalking it for more than a year before I finally decided to get it. But that does make it so much more worthwhile than just buying bags on a whim. So I think that would be the last piece of advice to myself if I were to start my bag collection all over again. To not jump on bags too quickly, but dream about them for a while before you decide to pull the trigger. And as I'm filming this, I've only used this once. This bag is just, in so many ways, it's just so much fun. I can't wait to use this more and give you a full review. I'm going to leave it at that. Those were my thoughts on the topic. If you're a creator and you want to discuss it as well, of course, feel free to do so. I'm very curious to hear what you think. Obviously, also, please just share your thoughts below in the comments. What are things you would buy if you were to start all over again, be it either in the handbag realm or other luxury items? What are some things that you wouldn't buy anymore? Is that merely because of the price or some other learnings that you've had? I thank you so much for watching. If you found this video fun or interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. That would be very much appreciated. I'll see you again next week. And remember, for now, there's a style in the situation and a taste for everything. So don't judge. Wear whatever bag you like. Until next time, en als we het zijn. Doei!